Good people, what is going on? It is your guy again, Desmond, coming to you to talk about Michigan football assistant coaches. I've heard a lot of talk and just different articles and things like that, talking about just the energy that the Michigan assistant coaches have and just the insight that they're bringing and a lot of positive things. So I want to talk about who is the most important assistant coach, not head coach, assistant coach on the Michigan roster, or staff, excuse me. And one guy I think is important is Mike Hart. He's one of those guys that, Michigan legend. And part of me is kind of confused on how Tom Allen was able to hire him at Indiana, and he did not end up at Michigan, but that's neither here nor there. He's here now. I think that was a great pickup, a great hire. But as far as this question, I'm not even sure it's a debate or any question. It's without question Josh Gaddis, because when you look at Michigan and the things that they need to do to get to Indianapolis to beat Ohio State, it's got to be the offensive play calling, because that's just going to be such a big key. You know, I don't think any defense at this point in, where we are with college football is holding teams to 21 points. Like, that's just not going to happen, especially when you're talking about playing the top tier teams of your, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Indiana, those teams. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to hold a team to 21 points. So scoring, 27, 28 points is not going to cut it. You need Josh Gaddis to be on his A game, especially in those big games, especially against Washington, Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio State. Those are going to be games where he truly earns his keep. And the tough part is it's hard to understand if it was Josh Gaddis that was the problem when Shea Patterson was here, or if it was Shea Patterson. One of our subscribers had mentioned that when Shea Patterson was here that Jim Harbaugh kind of handcuffed him a little bit. And I actually agree with that, because you look at the type of passer he was when he was at Ole Miss. He was a gunslinger. He was aggressive. He threw the ball down the field. And he ran a spread type RPO offense, which is why I actually thought it would be a good fit with him coming to Michigan. But at the time when Shea first got here, it was more, the conservative kind of ball control, run the ball type of offense, where I thought your best bet was to let number 2 sling it, do the same thing he did at Ole Miss. And if I were a head coach with a 5-star recruit, former 5-star recruit coming in and a SEC Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going to pick up that same Ole Miss playbook that he ran, and we're plopping it right into Ann Arbor, right there. And that's the offense that we're going to run, because that's going to give you the best chance to win. We're in the surge and the era of offensive football in the Big Ten, in college football. So you have to score points, and you need to score a lot of them. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think Cade McNamara, I think that running back stable that you have, I think your wide receivers and tight ends, I don't think you're going to score 50, 60 points a game, but you can score enough to get to, to get to where you want to be, essentially. And I believe that's Indianapolis. So we'll see what happens, and we will go from there. But appreciate you guys. Have a good one.